Hello, Mzansi. Welcome to it once again as Hollywood Bets brings you Game On. I am Caesar Mapena, proud to be in the company of Jace Kosana as well as Shane McGregor, and we'll have a special, or rather important interview later on with regards to the dangers of gambling. But for now, let's talk football and what's been happening out in England with Shane. And my, oh my, Shane. Is it not interesting times ahead of the busy December period? Firstly, let's start off with Brighton. And the season they've had so far, they raised more eyebrows, coming back from behind to beat City with a 2-1 scoreline. City now are sitting in a situation where Pep Guardiola's got his worst run of his career, losing 4 matches in a row. A lot of noise being made about this. What did you make of that match?
Yeah, it was a good match. Not for me, though. But anyway, it was a good match.
You had it as a draw, yeah?
Yeah, I had it as a draw. But, City were all over the place in the second half. They looked like they weren't a team. Even Pep didn't know what to do. He was making changes, bringing players in. What I didn't like about him is he went straight up to the Brighton defender afterwards and had words with him because he had been marking Haaland very closely.
Yeah.
To me, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
That's, it's not on. It's football. That's where the game goes. You've got to take the good with the bad. But they're all over the place at the moment. Going back to one thing, and I told you this weeks ago, Rodri, being out, it makes such a huge difference. And also he's had a good few players out injured. He's had a couple out that have just come back in. So it makes a big difference.
Interesting when you look at City's record of late, and what struck me was how often they've gone into the lead and lost the match at the end of it all. What do you make of that? The fact that they firstly can't hold a lead, and secondly, they're conceding quite a lot in recent times, since the start of the season, actually.
They concede a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Once again, we go back to that same old story of Rodri. I'm making it as a one-player team, but it's not. He makes so much difference in that position that he covers for the defence. He holds everything up there. He gets the tackles in before they get to the defence. So he's the cover for them. I know it sounds mad because he's playing in front of them, but he does that. And he does it so well. He wins all the tackles, knocks the balls around, and he makes a huge difference. And it's showing now.
Yeah. Now, Liverpool, they at home host Aston Villa and come up with yet another impressive results against what's seen as a tough opponent, especially by you and I in Aston Villa. But they're continuing to impress and are beginning to now get a bit of breathing room between themselves and the chasing pack.
Yeah, that's
5 points to be exact.
Yeah, that means nothing. There's still a long way to go. They've still got December coming. But what I do like about Liverpool at the moment is they're playing similar to the way Klopp played, but they're playing a little bit more aggressively, and they're going forward a little bit more aggressively, knocking the ball forward earlier instead of keeping it. So they're looking a little bit stronger that way. And also, what's been good is that when one player has not been doing well and scoring goals, one of the other players have been stepping in, and that's vital. So you need that. The break comes at a very bad time for them because they got their heads up high. They want to just keep on going. When you're winning games like that, you want the games to be played every second, third day, So for them, it's come at a bad time. But they are attacking well and getting the results.
You speak of their attack. 21 goals, just 1 goal behind City, 22 they've scored the most in their campaign so far. But not enough maybe being said about the Liverpool defence. They've only conceded 6 goals this season. The closest to them is Nottingham Forest with 10 goals conceded.
Yeah, you see, that's the difference. Yeah. When you're not conceding goals, it makes it easier to win games. You can win the 1-0s, the 2-0s, getting the odd goal in. Defensively, they've been good. Van Dijk has been excellent. Touch wood, I hope he doesn't get injured. He's been excellent for them, and they've got the other players coming in. There are talks of certain players leaving, but it always happens. At the end of contract, Van Dijk might be out of a new contract, or might be out.
Salah as well.
Yeah, exactly. But that doesn't matter. At the moment, they're just going out and playing and enjoying it.
Now, I have to go to another huge game, arguably the game of the weekend, going into the weekend last weekend. Chelsea against Arsenal, Chelsea at home, London derby. Odegaard back, gets the assist for Arsenal, but still, Arsenal now, I think they've played their last 4 or 5, a handful of games away from home, and the results aren't quite there away from home. Seems to be where their struggles are.
They're just struggling altogether, even at home. It's one of those things where they've also, once again, a lot of players been sent off, a lot of players missing games, and that makes a big difference. When you don't have the big squads of, extra players coming in, it makes a big difference, especially in vital positions. So they've lost a few, the centre-backs, the centre midfielder. Rice was out, suspended, so was Saliba. So it makes a big difference. And, continuity, you need that. And at the moment, they don't have it. once they get on a roll again, it'll be a different Arsenal.
The need for a serious goal scorer at Arsenal, how big is it? Because someone looking at Havertz and saying, is he the man to bang in, 20 goals a season, which you need to compete?
Yeah, it's catching up with them now. You know, that they don't have a proven out-and-out striker. You look at most teams, they got that. And Arsenal don't have it. They play with a false nine. And look, he's getting a few goals, but he should be scoring a lot more. For me, I think it's actually catching up with them that they don't have that out-and-out striker. They need to go out and find one.
It's interesting now when you look at Liverpool City, both of them on 28 and 23 points, and then the chasing pack behind them, Chelsea, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest and Brighton, all of them on 19 points. Have to ask you about Nottingham Forest. Where did they come from? What's the story behind there?
Yeah, there's quite a story into this. You know, my ex-brother-in-law supports them, and he was worried last year they're going to get relegated. And I said they appointed the right coach at the right time. He is a brilliant coach. He really is. You know that Edu has gone from Arsenal to Newcastle, so the technical director. So it's a whole lot of things that are coming, working in plan, and are starting to get into place. You're going to have to watch out for this Newcastle side. Many years ago, they won Europe. They were brilliant in the English league. It's getting there again. So we're going to have to watch out for them. Why would they bring Edu in there? Obviously, he's a man that knows his job. And since he's left Arsenal, I'm not saying that, but it has been the
results are,
all of a sudden, they're going well, you know, Forest. So it's a team to watch out for the rest of the season.
Interesting you mentioned Newcastle. They have the beating of Nottingham Forest with a 3-1 scoreline. I speak of them because, well, Newcastle are also 1 point behind that chasing pack I speak of. So they're thereabouts going towards December. But Nottingham Forest, the big surprise here, Chelsea amongst the top 3 as things stand out in England. It's exciting times indeed before we get into December. So we say thank you to Shane, and I look forward to discussing what's happening in the Carling knockout with Joyce Kosana on the other side of this.